Yeah, I ride bikes and they don't like that.
You already know this, man. It's your boy, Asher. This is AVR Motorsports Mondays. And this week, it's a little tight. It's a little rough. We actually lost a rider. One rider got caught. And we know when we get on those vehicles, those ATVs, we know what's in store for us. The only thing was the rider that lost his life was 15. And he was actually being pursued by an officer with no lights on. What got me was he was on a scooter. He was on a scooter, just scooting around, and just decided to go on a pursuit of this teenager. Doing that, in the middle of that, there was like a civilian car that actually started chasing him too as well. So when does a citizen's arrest kick in to make sense? For the city to support, this is over Philly, for the city to support, or anybody in that community to stand by. You know what I mean? Like, that's too much. He ends up getting hit by an 18-wheeler from these two cars chasing him over in Philadelphia, through the streets of Philadelphia, on a scooter. 14 years old, man. 15 years old. He was 15 years old. Mind you, we're gonna show you some video footage of the actual news reporting live on this situation. I want you guys to take a listen.
This is where 15-year-old Ryan Miller died on Tuesday night, and now his family is looking for answers and information after several surveillance videos surfaced that apparently showed the teen was being chased by two vehicles, one of them a police SUV, just minutes before he crashed into a tractor trailer and suffered fatal injuries.
I saw a police SUV chasing a kid on a scooter down the street. They cut in front of him, tried to get him to stop. They were almost at a stop. The kid made a U-turn through the parking lot, went down Kennedy Street, then he disappeared.
This witness did not want to be identified on camera, but he told us.
There was the scooter, a silver car, which I don't know who that was, and the police SUV at a high rate of speed.
The teen's family, distraught over their son's death, say people in the neighborhood started sharing surveillance video, and that left them wondering what happened to Ryan.
They shouldn't have been chasing him. They didn't have no lights on. Nothing. No sirens, no lights, nothing.
Donna and her husband Neil say they've watched the surveillance videos, and they say it was very upsetting.
It doesn't show the crash, but it shows the whole chase. It shows a lot of it. The witness say it was almost 6 minutes of a chase around blocks. Like, come on, serious? For a kid on a scooter.
That was amazing. Oh my God, to see my son alive.
This evening, Ryan's family and friends gathered for a memorial near the crash site.
Now that's crazy. To me, that doesn't really make full sense, but somehow they're gonna make it make sense. But what do? Bikes bring bonds. I didn't know Ryan at all. I didn't know him at all, but I feel the pain like, dang, I lost a brother of mine. I didn't know him, but just for bike life, he's a brother of mine. He's a brother of all of ours. So we all stuck together, and we actually, we didn't make it because it happened so fast, but Keem, Tez, everybody, Rue was out there and showing love on the scene. We got some footage on that too, man. Take a look at how all the unity comes together. we have the rider I told you that got caught. That rider was 14. We lost a rider, he was 15. Another rider got caught, he was 14. Now, this one here happened in Camden. And this one I seen firsthand. Firsthand, you know, we just squeezing through, breezing through, and cop pulls up, but basically, you know, jerks his car in front of him. So he's a youngin'. He panicked a little bit, you know, bike stalled out. The cop hops out as if the kid had a gun. So he pulls out a taser. Pulls out a taser. Boom. Puts his hands up. He puts his hands up. Look, I don't want no. Officer grabs him, throws him down. Keeps the taser in this hand. Pulls out the gun in this hand. Now you got a gun and a taser on a 14-year-old with his hands up. 14-year-old with his hands up. He said, look, bike stalled out, cool. I'm not even going to run from you, officer. It is what it is. Boom. I'm going to take my charge like a man. Go ahead. If that wasn't good enough, he had to pull the taser out, and then he had to pull the strap. That doesn't fully make sense to me. Because I think I'm not a police officer, but I know there's rules and regulations on what you should do to calm down a situation. If it's not a life-threatening situation, you don't need to pull out anything. He would have just walked with him like, look, I'm down. Before he pulled the gun, hey, look, you got me, you hopped out, big guy, it's your world. But no, it's not good enough. Let me make an example. That's what it looked like to me. Let me make an example. I got taser and I got a gun. So who else want to play? And then he had other officers out there as, you know, like backup. That's what your backup is for. Before you pull out your weapon, before you sit there and put your weapon to another individual, another human. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe the laws is twisted. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But will there be any more changes with that? You know, like, I don't understand that. You chase us, crash, other people get involved. Not too far ago, I gotta find where the case is at. It was an officer trying to catch an actual a rider, and he hit a pedestrian. He hit a pedestrian. The officer hit a pedestrian. Hey man, I'm just from the outside looking in. That's all I could be. Sorry I had to start off AVR Motorsports Mondays on a heavy note like that, but there's other ways to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Because we could act like pure a-holes if we wanted to. We really could. We really could be gorillas out here. Because there's never a time where there's enough cops to handle all these bikers. But we don't. We don't. But that's another situation. We'll save that for another AVR Monday. So let's try to get on a lighter note. How do we get on a lighter note?